Hello everyone, welcome to another Faith Checkup. I'm Minister Tim and I'm just so excited to be before you today. I first want to stop and pause and just tell everyone thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the many happy birthday wishes and texts and calls and social media posts. However you did it, I am so grateful that you thought of me, that you remembered me. All I know is that the Lord has been keeping the brother, and He is still keeping the brother. And I'm well, I'm safe, I'm healthy, I feel good, I look good. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't have any. I'm good. I just don't know what else to say other than to God be the glory for the things He has done, because it's all Him, and I give Him all the glory and the honor and the praise for everything that I am, everything that I do. His word tells us that it's by the grace of God that we are who we are. And so I, I don't take anything for granted here. I thank God for my life. He is truly teaching me and showing me just how to live life, and at the same time, live my life unto Him. Live life, but also live unto Him. And it is a beautiful thing. I feel so free in Him. And I just really, this video today, really, I just kind of want to share my testimony. Share how God has been good to me. Share how God has been blessing me. Because oftentimes you hear me talking about how you need to have faith and what you need to do in God for this to happen, for that to happen with your faith. And it is one thing to talk about it, which is fine, but it's another thing. It's another thing to share examples, to share one's life story as it pertains to how God performed, how God stepped in, how God delivered, how God healed, right? This is what helps us. This is what encourages us even the more. And so, as I said in the previous video, and those who remember, I made a statement in there, and that was, I was moving, I was transitioning. And it is true. I am now living in my very own home, my very own property, which I've purchased, and I am so grateful. And I thank the Lord for everything that He has done to help me make this happen, for the many resources and the people who He's put around me. I'm grateful, and I thank the Lord. And so this happened, or this started, I should say, towards the end of last year. Really, for me, I wanted to become a homeowner at age 23. And I told myself I was going to be in a home by 25. Well, one thing happened. I didn't really do my research. I really didn't educate myself in terms of what I needed to do right off the bat to really position myself to where I could really do that. But it didn't mean I didn't start the process. I sure did. I tried to get pre-qualified and everything. But at that time, I wasn't even making enough to even really pay for the home. But fast forward to now, I guess what pushed me or activated my faith or put it into gear was I got a little push from a friend of mine. And I was talking to him about it, and I said, you know what, man, I'm really thinking about purchasing some property. And he says to me, he says, man, I know the perfect person. Ask so-and-so. Mind you, I knew this person. I knew what he does for a living. It's just, I don't know. I in all honesty, at that moment, I was hesitant. I was uncertain. I wasn't sure. Just like many of us are when it comes to making big decisions and not knowing the unknown, what's before you, right? You really, it's harder sometimes to take that step when you just don't really have much information in terms of what the other side really is going to look like. Are you going to succeed? Are you going to fail? Is this going to work? Is it not going to work? But My friend told me, he said, Tim, just do it, man. This is the time. And when he said that, that moment, those words dropped in my spirit. And that's when I knew I needed to make my move. Oftentimes, it's time for us to do what we need to do. But we hinder the progress because we're unwilling to just take the step. Not because I'm ready, because I kept thinking I wasn't ready. But I was willing to take a step of faith. I was willing to put my faith into action. Everything that I've been telling you guys about, I said, you know what? It's time for me to walk this thing out and live it. And as soon as I took the step, God saw my faith in action. And he came on down and he began to orchestrate and navigate and direct. Before I realized I was connecting with this individual who gave me what I needed to know, or this realtor or that realtor, and helped me to see what I needed to see. And there were just so many experiences, so many things that I went through, but it was all necessary. And as long as I kept taking that step of faith, stepping out there, not giving up, not quitting, even though I felt like it, my faith in God allowed me to witness God performing a miracle in my life. And I'm standing today as a witness to tell you that even in the midst of a pandemic in which we are still dealing with, God's people can still flourish. God's people can still be blessed. No, actually, we are blessed regardless. But God's people can still receive benefits upon benefits upon benefits upon benefits. That's why the word tells us to seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. It pays to be faithful. It really does, especially when your mindset is focused on God's kingdom, on the things of God. And when God sees that level of faithfulness, and he sees you doing your part, oh man, God is going to continue to add to your life. And as he's adding to my life, I'm going to continue to keep his kingdom first, to stay faithful to him, because I know he ain't done adding. He may take some things away, but that just makes more room for him to add. That just makes more room for him to add. So I want to encourage you, my brother and my sister, don't grow weary in well-doing. Hold on. Keep the faith, but activate it and take action. Step out. I'm reminded of a movie. I love action movies and animated movies, and I watch them with my son, and he's a big Spider-Man fan, and he loves the recent animated movie, Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse, right? And Miles Morales asks a question. He says to Spider-Man, he says, "How will I know when I'm ready?" And Spider-Man replies, he says, "You won't. It's a leap of faith." And that's all I want to tell you all. You won't know when you're ready. It's a leap of faith. And when you take that leap of faith, when you take that step of faith, when you initiate that action, God steps in. God steps in. How do I know? Because he did it for me. And now I'm standing in my own home. I'm standing in my own home 3 months later. All because I dared to step out on what I believe. I know who I am, and I know the God that I serve. And you better know who you are. And more importantly, you better know the God that you serve. And if you know that no good thing will he withhold from you. You know that if you trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto your own understanding, and in all thy ways acknowledge him, he will direct your path. You know that if your ways please him, he'll give you the desires of your heart. You know that. So why don't you just step out? Put your faith into action. As I say often, it pays to be faithful. It pays. But just like on your job, you don't get paid if you don't put in the work. So to my brother and sister, listen, it's not about the house. But those desires, those aspirations, those things that you have and desire for your life, you want them to happen? Put in the work and trust God. Step out. Do what you got to do. That's all I got for you today. I pray that that encouraged you. I pray that that blessed you. So much more I could have said, but I feel like I said enough. So with that said, y'all know what to do. Stay safe and keep the faith. And I'll see you in the next one. God bless you. I love you. Take care.